this Minotaur here, and we have the skeleton in place. Let's just create a simple fast rig so we can animate this guy. So the first thing I want to tackle here is that leg. And you know, it might be something that it will take some time to figure out. So I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but let's just go for it. So under IK here, currently we have create IK handle, right? And we can make rotate plane solver and single chain solver. But for a leg like this, I feel like maybe it'll be better to use the spring solver. And so that one is something that you have to enable in Maya. And actually you can see in plugins. So if you type in spring, like a spring solver, right? And so there is actually a command here that you can use. It starts with lowercase, like a spring solver. I think that's the command. I don't know. I would expect it to be highlighted, but it's for some reason it's not. When you run it though, you will notice that now you actually can create it. So that's really weird, but that's how it works. And then you can just make it from the very top of this character leg, basically to the very bottom. And how this works is you can basically just now move this leg however you like. And the question is, how do we want this leg to move? So the thing about this IK solver is that you can actually control which part bends how much. So by default, I'm actually quite happy with what I'm seeing here. I feel like we need to start by making a control and see how we're going to get with this. Although there's one more thing that I'm kind of not sure about, because normally it's nice to be able to control that very end manually. So I feel like maybe I should just run my IK solver from up to this joint, and then that ending I can just leave it to myself to control. I think it'll be safer this way, because then I can always lock that rotation. Right now I know that it's kind of freaking out, but if I can hide the geo for now, and I can just create a using my rigging tool, a very powerful rigging tool. I can just create a, if I select this IK handle, I just want to select the IK handle, please, here, to make a cube. There it is, right? So then with F8, I can scale this and maybe use the geo to kind of shape the control like this. That way I can basically kind of make it look like it's reflecting the geo shape. And so the pivot of the control is still where it was. I don't know what color to give it, maybe red, since it's an IK controller of some sort. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this and this IK handle and go constrain point. But for this one, I'm going to do constrain orient. Now here important is with offset, otherwise it's going to flip. And now with that, I should name it left foot or hoof, left foot control. That's my convention for controls normally. Space it, so you have a nice offset group on it. And now I'm gonna get this kind of behavior, which might be good or might not be good. It's hard to say. Another thing I need for this is, I feel like maybe it'll be good to pre-skin this rig. So I'm gonna select all the joints from this joint. Select hierarchy. Create a selection set, QSS skinning. And then in there, I would like to, oh, I selected a joint as well. I mean, orient constraint. That's okay. We don't need that. Maybe make a new section set without it. QSS skinning joints. And then we can just delete this and open that. And there we go. So now we have only joints. So right click here, select selected members, shift click on the mesh. I can bind skin using my favorite heat map. Joints, selected joints, 6, all this unchecked. Heat map. Now heat map is the best, but sometimes doesn't work. And it might not work in this case. Let's risk it. It worked. If it doesn't, it's usually because the geo has bad topo or holes or something. But in this case, it seems like it worked. So we have a nice, actually we don't have a super nice result on the pants. So we'll have to copy the weights to the pants. Um, you know, if it bothers us, what we can do, we can always just grab it and just hide it, Control H. And for now, we can just focus on the character without pants. So that's looking pretty interesting. And the question is like, if you feel like this last one is bending too much, which I think it might be, maybe it'll be wise to reduce it. And you can control it with this spring solver. So if we select this IK handle, and let's name stuff as well. Left leg IK. You can go to attributes. IK solver attributes, I believe. IK spring solver attributes. So you can see that there is a bunch of points here. And that's the kind of like intensity. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 joints, but we only have 4 points. Well, in this case, if we wanted to bend less at the end, we probably need to do this. That's my kind of feeling. Yeah, see, now it's favoring the upper part more. And we can also add new points there. So that's probably a little bit better. And we can actually later on, if we feel like it's something we don't want to manually, like we don't want to just leave like this, we can just add more points. And interpolation linear is also probably a better option here because I don't trust those smooth fall-offs. So basically what we're going to get here is the minimum bend at the bottom and maximum bend at the top, which actually looks quite nice. I think I might just leave it like that. Actually, let's just move this instead. Like, I'll have to see how it feels when I'm animating walk cycles. We might be missing some points here, but yes, this has to be something that we bend. We can also reverse it to see. No, actually, I think I might have done it wrong. Look at that. It's very aggressive right now. Let's see what happens when we reverse it. As you can see with a lot of things in Maya, it's just kind of a trial and error here. Let's do that and this. Yeah, no, so see, that's even worse. So what we can do is bring it all the way down and this all the way up. And if you want, you can create a new point here. Actually, can you? I don't see the option. I thought you can. I guess you can kind of do it. Oh, you can't remove those points. You can kind of do it like that, I guess. So I guess you get 3 points only in this solver. That's disappointing. But you see now, I think this is the best we can get with upper being very bendy and lower being less bendy. So maybe we can have it a little bit like that. I feel for animating walk cycles, this is going to be perfect. Like we don't want to spend too much time on it because this is not worth it. We can always switch to FK or another system. All right, guys, so that's looking good. So let's zero it out. So to learn other techniques and really go step by step, check out my paid course, Building Quadruped Creature for Games. And for more information, just go to my website and under tutorial section, you will see it there. Basically, it's all on Patreon as well, so feel free to just follow me and subscribe and join my membership. Thanks.